It's the early noughties. I finally got myself a copy of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on GameCube, having previously done an all-nighter with friends to collectively complete the first game in one sitting. I'm wearing my emo baggy jeans, Linkin Park plays in the background. Except, I'm actually sat playing Sonic X Shadow Generations in the year 2024, a re-release of an anniversary celebration that was all about nostalgia to begin with, but now doubly so with the inclusion of its all-new Shadow the Hedgehog campaign. Within seconds of booting up the demo, it all comes flooding back to me. I'm racing through the space colony level, seemingly inspired by the end of Sonic Adventure 2, homing in on enemies, speeding down grind rails, and seeking out hidden routes to maintain flow and speed in search of that elusive S rank. Sonic Adventure is back, baby. This is sick. I write simply enough in my notes, like a horrible millennial. Sonic Generations was released in 2011 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Sonic's first Mega Drive game, but this fresh remaster for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles adds a new, separate set of levels for his edgier nemesis, Shadow. After playing the demo, I was able to put questions to the head of Sonic team, Takashi Iizuka. I had to ask, as in his 2005 standalone game, will Shadow wield a gun? Sadly, the answer is no. The titular bad boy has been known to use anything at his disposal to get the job done, including a firearm. But in Sonic X Shadow Generations, the focus is on his other iconic moves. In particular, his Chaos Control move allows Shadow to momentarily stop time, adding an extra gameplay layer to his levels beyond just running and jumping really fast. Time it right, and Shadow can scoop under floating pillars, line up moving platforms to create new runways, or, in one particularly outlandish but wonderfully ridiculous moment, punch a missile into oblivion, like Chris Redfield versus a boulder. All the while, electro rock music pounds in the background. This is noughties cool through and through, and Sonic at its best. The addition of Chaos Control separates Shadow from his blue counterpart, along with a more staccato homing attack and the adorable way he skates rather than runs, his limbs flailing to keep up with his own velocity. Iizuka also mentions Shadow's new Doom powers that enhance his attacks and change the way he traverses the world. Sadly, they weren't a part of the demo, so remain a mystery, but I'm intrigued as to how they'll influence Shadow's moveset. These powers relate to Black Doom, the returning bad guy from the standalone Shadow the Hedgehog game, and concept art shows Shadow sprouting giant black tentacle-like wings as he seemingly hovers through space. Beyond Shadow's moves, what really impresses is the uninterrupted flow of the level design that features in all the best Sonic levels. This particular preview level has everything from high-speed grind rails to platform challenges and set pieces in a tightly designed 5-minute rush. But that's aided by a generous and crucially accurate homing attack that has me launching through the zone with ease, all without the frustrating camera angles and sudden stops of previous 3D Sonics. Coupled with Shadow's skating movement, the Space Colony level was like a linear skate park, funneling players through the action with quick timing and smart use of Chaos Control rewarded with sneaky shortcuts. Shadow's levels are similar in style to those of Generations, with lots of high-speed action platforming, but will also make use of Shadow's unique moves. Just don't expect any classic Shadow levels, as with Sonic, although Shadow's perspective will still shift to 2D at times. If you are hoping for a cute, chibi little Shadow model, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Levels will be taken from throughout Shadow's appearances in games, featuring plenty of iconic moments from his past in the new gameplay. It's a chance to see more of him as a character and a complete storyline, especially for players who haven't yet played through his full backstory across multiple games. Shadow's campaign will also include a brand new hub world. In Sonic Generations, the level select is a playable side-scrolling zone. For Shadow, this has been expanded using the open zone gameplay from Sonic Frontiers, though this wasn't part of its preview. This white space, as it's known, will have deeper gameplay and exploration compared to Sonic Generations, said Iizuka. Could this be the blueprint for Shadow in a possible Sonic Frontiers 2? I certainly hope so. Sonic X Shadow Generations is therefore blending together Sonic past and future, which, as a Sonic fan, has me hugely excited. Unfortunately, the boss battle of this preview brought back less favourable elements from the past. The fight against the giant biomechanical lizard makes use of chaos control to target weak points, but with awkward camera angles and movement too fast for such a small arena, it's a struggle compared to the freedom of the main stage. Bosses have long been a weakness of 3D Sonic games, and unfortunately that won't change here, at least so far. I also got to play through 2 Green Hill Zone levels from the main and improved original Sonic Generations campaign. And, well, they're just as you remember, with their lush, verdant hills, spikes and waterfalls, and the iconic checkerboard design. It's just all a little sharper visually. The old shortcuts from 2011 came rushing back to me, and I slipped straight back in, with it appearing to be as smooth as you'd expect on PlayStation 5. For most fans though, it's the Shadow campaign that provides the main draw here. Generations was well received by players old and new, which has given it lasting appeal, though Iizuka admits the forthcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 2 film provided impetus for this re-release as part of 2024's Year of Shadow celebration, which also includes LEGO sets, the Sonic Symphony World Tour, and other cameos. Sonic X Shadow Generations will release on the 25th of October, which provides enough time to get acquainted with Shadow ahead of the film's release in December. First introduced in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow has become an enduring character and something of a fan favourite. As Iizuka puts it, he's a dark anti-hero who is going to do whatever it takes to accomplish his goal, and people always seem to want more. Iizuka was living in America when Shadow was first designed, and was inspired by the dark heroes who were popular at the time, with Shadow becoming the perfect contrast to Sonic the Blue Blur. He's cool and edgy, while also being strong, heroic, and a little bit dangerous. Iizuka reckons that's why he's so popular, and now, Sonic X Shadow Generations is a chance to step back into the role of the Sonic bad boy, with some familiar storylines and all new powers. If you want to read more from my interview with Takashi Iizuka and his thoughts on Shadow the Hedgehog, you can head to Eurogamer.net. For more previews and reviews on upcoming games, stick around here and give us a subscribe so you never miss a thing. I've been Ed Nightingale, Eurogamer's Deputy News Editor, and we'll see you in the next one.